Good evening, folks. Welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina for the Pure Speed Elite Series. Brand new logo for these guys, round number 12 of the series. We are here under a nice and sunny afternoon, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 55% relative humidity, and a clear sky, no winds to speak of. The track temperature is right around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and as you can see, folks, this is a 1.5 mile D-shaped oval, one of the bigger NASCAR tracks, I would say, and we are back here turning left. Since last week we did road course racing at Daytona, but this week we are back for the 12th round, and we are going to be doing some oval racing where we feel at home the best. All right, folks, that brings us straight into our standings for the series. After 11 races, it is James Holzer with 444 points in the lead. Austin Reedy has been dethroned there. He is now in second. Then it's Tyler Werner, Kyle Benson, Jaden Gimbel rounding out your top five there. All the names that are listed here in green are locked into the playoffs. I'm sorry, the ones that are green are making it to the playoffs. The one with an asterisk behind their name are already secure. They're locked into the playoffs. They cannot be dropping out, but the bottom four there, Robert Ballard, Mitchell Snare, Patrick Steen, and Robert Kinn, they still have their position in jeopardy. They need to score some good points here this afternoon, this evening, I should say, to make sure they make it into those playoffs. All right, let's quickly bring you up to speed with some qualifying times. It is Kyle Benson that is the quickest driver on track at this point, and as you can see, We have 20 drivers within 4/10 of a second, so it is pretty close once again, and that is not something we saw last week on the road course, that is for sure. We have 22 drivers here tonight. It looks like the only one that hasn't posted a qualifying effort yet is Mitchell Snare. We have, I believe, a new name in Craig Lautenschlager. I hope I pronounce his name correctly. And let me see, I believe we also have Brandon Book. That is a new driver. I can't find him at this point, but he is driving the 48 car. And we have a lot of regular drivers here, obviously, and Nathaniel Mann. And I hope everybody's paint job has loaded correctly. I had a little bit of issues with trading paints here this afternoon. Sometimes it just gets stuck at about 60% of the paints. So if you are not seeing the correct paint on a certain car, I apologize for that. There is Austin Reedy's. That is correct, the correct paint. And hopefully everybody is being represented the way they prefer to be represented. We have less than a minute to go in the practice session, then we'll be going into qualifying. As you know, that'll be individual qualifying. The drivers cannot see each other on track, they'll be alone, but we can pick up anybody that is active on track. And after the qualifying, we will be going into a 200-lap race here tonight at Charlotte to try and get the final drivers locked into that playoff. We now do have Mitchell Snare on track. There he is in the 43 car. He has actually posted the 21st time, beating Craig Lautenschlager to the 21st position. Craig now in 22nd. 22 drivers here tonight. That's a pretty good field, as we are used to from the Pure Speed Elite Series. And there you have it, folks. Practice is over. We are going straight into qualifying. 5 minutes, 2 laps. Let's see who the first driver is that is ready to go out. It looks like it is Stephen Waldrop that is ready to go out first here in that 99 car. So let's give him the honor of being the qualifying opener in that 99 car. Stephen's been with this league for quite some time, I believe, so one of the regulars. Nice track here in Charlotte. A lot of drivers really like this track. It's very fast and wide enough track to make for double groove racing. You'll see some drivers staying up a little bit higher than Waldrop is doing right now during the race to try and save their tires a little bit. The bigger the radius, the better the tire wear is influenced. We are waiting for the first lap times to come on to the leaderboard here, and it looks like Stephen is going to be the first driver setting a time, 29.287. That is currently good enough for the second position, as he is already being overtaken by Kelly Melanson. And it looks like Gregory Joyner in the number 3. Ooh, he almost loses it there on his second lap. Gregory is the quickest driver at this point with a 28.992. So he is at this moment the only driver beating that 29-second mark. John Holliday in second place. Kelly Melanson is bringing it up to the pole position there with a 28.820. And let's see, we still have Stephen on there. Brandon Gillis in the number 9 car. And he is currently in 5th with a 29.290. Dropping down to 6th as Nathaniel Mann is coming into that top 5. Brandon Gillis pushing him down a little bit. There is Brandon's car. That is a 29.090. Kyle Benson is taking over second position. And Mon is still on the track doing his second lap. There he is. That should conclude his qualifying attempt with a 29.2. That is not quicker than what he did before. Let's go see our championship leader, James Holzer, in the 42 car, is running his warm-up lap at this, or his first time lap, I should say, at this point. Austin Reedy out on track there as well. Tristan Bailey out there on track. Let's stick here with, James Holzer has crashed. Let's see what happens here. He brushes the wall and then slows it down before he gets to the line. That way he saves his lap. That's good thinking. All right, so James is back out on track. Let's see if he can do anything meaningful here. Austin Reedy, meanwhile, has put it on the second position, 28.834, and then a 28.752. That is the fastest lap at this point. He is putting it on the provisional pole. Let's quickly go and take a look at James Holzer, who is now bringing in a time. No, not yet. That was his warm-up lap. And now he is on his timed lap, so stick around. Let's stick around with him here. Tristan Bailey, meanwhile, has put it on sixth position. There is Tristan. Still has a lap to go. And why is... And Holzer is barely on time here to set his second lap. He messed up his first one, as we saw. He is putting himself in third position. Then we have Brandon Book in the number 48 car. Ooh, he pushes himself into the second position with a 28.804. That is a very, very good time. So we have quite a few drivers, folks, that have not posted a lap time here. We only have 13 of the 22 drivers that have actually posted a qualifying effort. That is kind of unusual. All right, folks, that brings us into the racing of things. 200 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you have your grid. Let's go through that real quickly. Let's see, we have Kyle, they're lining them up there in the pit on the main straight, I believe, yeah. All right, Austin Reedy is your pole sitter. Then it's Brandon Book with a surprising second position there. Kelly Melanson and James Holzer on the second row. Then it is Kyle Benson and Gregory Joyner on the third row. Kate Gimbel, Tristan Bailey on the fourth. The fifth is for Brandon Gillis and John Holliday. Nathaniel Mann, Tyler Murray on the sixth row. Then on the seventh row, we have Steven Waldrop and Ryan Steenbuckers. Good to see him back again. Tyler Werner and Craig Lautenschlager on the eighth row. Ninth row for Jayden Gimbel, Darren Art. The 10th row for Mitchell Snare, Cindy Taylor. Then the, let's see, the 11th row for Debbie Hutchins and Richard Rico. Keith Taylor and Chandler Hayden on that final row. And I'm sorry, then Randy Bisquette on the final position there, the 25th position. So we have 25 drivers starting the race. That means we had some latecomers in qualifying, I believe. We have everybody on the grid here except for Steenbuckers. He should be right next to that 99 of Waldrop. So Steenbuckers getting ready to get on there. Looks like the paints have actually started to load a little bit better. Cindy Taylor, I guess Debbie has got a second female driver here in the race with Cindy Taylor in the GoDaddy car there, and then Debbie Hutchins in the 82. And it looks like Ryan Steenbuckers is on pit road. I can't get to him. He might be forced or opting to start from the pit lane. Oh boy. All right, we are rolling out, folks. Austin Reedy on pole with Brandon Book alongside him in that 48 car. And then Holzer on the outside of the second row and Melanson on the inside. 200 laps to go here in Charlotte. It's going to be a good race, I'm sure. We have 25 drivers on the grid here, so good-sized field. And let's see what happened to Tyler Werner. Nothing much, just a hiccup on iRacing. Every once in a while, my scoring system gets messages that make me think that something happened, and then it didn't. As you can see, we're going to go under the lights here before this thing is through. The sun is already setting, which means that the track will most likely cool down a little bit even further. That is always good for them. The cool track means good grip. They are waiting for the radio call. There we go, folks. We are racing here in Charlotte. It is Austin Reedy with Brandon Book there alongside him. We're still side by side going into turn one. The first 6 drivers are still side by side. Oh boy. That is Melanson getting on the apron there, dropping back and saving the car. Boy. If you would have just hit the brakes and locked them all 4 up, you would not have gone into the wall, bud. And very unlucky here for the number 14 driver. Let's show you what happened here. It actually looks like he gets a little bit taken off guard by going over that blue line. I don't believe there was any touching from the driver behind him. He almost saves it, and then here at this final point, he should have just locked up all his brakes. That would have kept him in a straight line, and he would have been okay. There he is. He is still running. Obviously, he is losing a lot of time. I don't believe he went to the pits. No, he did not. He is on the final position there, and it looks like Nathaniel Mann is currently the quickest driver on the track with a 29.003. Austin Reedy still has the lead. It is James Holzer now in second place. Brandon Book has dropped back to the third position with Gregory Joyner in the number 3 car in fourth. Then Kyle Benson in that 76. He was behind the 14, but I don't believe there was contact between those guys. Mitchell Snare up 6 positions since the start, and we have a major crash. And that is the number 88 car. I hope he's running the correct number because can't find him. Was that Jaden Gimble? Jaden is involved. No, the 88, folks, is John Holliday. Let's bring back what happened. Ooh, it's actually ahead of him. It's actually ahead of him. Let's try and bring that back. I can't see who that is. He's spinning around too fast. That is actually... Nope. It may have been John Holliday. Nope. It is actually Tyler Murray that is the car that goes around here. It does look like he gets a little bit of help from, I believe, Nathaniel Mann, and then there are several drivers that cannot avoid him. Very, very unfortunate for Tyler Murray there, and everybody involved. Can't really see. It looked like for a moment like that was Holzer, but I don't believe so. All right, first caution of the day, lap number 6. We have quite a few drivers on pit road, Mitchell Snare being one of them. He is back out, it looks like. Tyler Werner is on pit road. John Holliday, Jaden Gimbel, Murray, Steenbacher's in that purple car. He is on the lead lap. He must have started from pit road, and he has already been on pit road to get some repairs there. As you know, they have one fast repair. There are drivers that will try to save it for later in the race when they really need it, but they have one fast repair that will help them get through situations like this. Fast repair meaning that the damage on the car will be instantly repaired, everything except for tires and fuel. That will obviously take its normal time. We have Reedy and Holzer still in front, Joyner and Benson. Then it's Tristan Bailey in that 86, Cade Gimbel in the number 2, Nathaniel Mann in the number 29, Gillis in the number 9, Waldrop in the 99, and then Doran Art in the 98, and then the newcomer in the 13, Craig Lautenschlager in that red and black car there. Then it's Debbie Hutchins in the 82. She's made up a lot of positions here, 9th since the start, as did Rico and did Keith Taylor. Brandon Book dropped back a little bit. I actually don't see Brandon. There he is in that 48 car. And he did go to pit road, and Mitchell Snare did as well. And Randy Bisquet is in the 17th position in the 97 car. Everybody's back out, it looks like. So let's pick up the front here where they're already going side by side. That means we're getting ready to go back to racing here on going into lap number 8. Holzer is a little bit off pace there. Oh, it looks like we weren't ready to go racing just yet. So I take that back, it doesn't matter. Let's look at new driver Cindy Taylor in the number 7 car. She's catching up to the field here. Number 14 is Kelly Melanson. I'm not sure what happened to Kelly. He did not go to the pit. He may have spun it around. I'm not really sure. And then Chandler Hayden in the number 66 car is your final runner at this point. Lights on the pace car have been turned off, so going into lap number 9, we are expecting the green flag.
Green flag.
There we go. The call on the radio is out. Austin Reedy and James Holzer are hitting the gas pretty much at the same time. Holzer slots into the 2nd position. Joyner in the 3rd, and Tristan Bailey has Kyle Benson on the high side there in that 76 car. Already pulling away a little bit from Mann in 6th position, with Cade Gimbel right behind him. There's Nathaniel Mann in the 29. Austin Reedy is now immediately under pressure from James Holzer on the high side. That is the battle for the lead. Already heating up on lap number 10. Holzer has taken that lead away from Reedy, and it looks like Joyner and Bailey are sticking with these guys really nicely here. Big group for the lead. Nathaniel Mann has caught up with Benson, and the 99 of Stephen Waldrop is also catching up. Cade Gimbel losing a couple of car lengths here, but it looks like everybody is trying to stay in that draft here of that major group. The 76 of Benson on the inside there, taking away the position from Bailey. Going for the number 3 there. The 86 of Bailey is strong on the outside there, picking it back up. And as said, on the higher side, you do have a little bit better momentum coming off the turn. And it looks like James Holzer is in control here in the lead. He is looking at the car of Austin Reedy in his mirrors. Pretty close there. Reedy is catching that draft, and he's obviously not giving up on that position there just yet. Joyner and Bailey following him. That 42 of James Holzer running a very good line there. He looks very solid and stable. We can ride along with him for a little bit here. Look at his hands. The movements of the hands will always give you an idea of how the driver is doing. And it looks like he is doing very, very solid here. No problems with a loose back end. And it looks like Austin Reedy is coming down to the bottom already, picking that lead back up. Lap number 14. And this is going to be a tough battle for this race here, folks. If I look at how equal these guys are, they're all side-by-side positions 1 through 6 pretty much. The 99 running a little up high there, but everybody is side by side. It looks like everybody is very, very equal. Lap times are pretty much the same all across the board. Nathaniel Mann in the 7th position. Even Cade Gimbel has caught back up, and Brandon Book is looking to do the same thing. Austin Reedy and James Holzer side by side for the lead, with Tristan Bailey in the 86 now in 3rd, trying to get a piece of that as well.
The yellow flag is out.
We have an issue. Let's go and find out what happened, if we can figure this out. There you have it. The 98 comes together with the 9. That is Darren Ard and Brandon Gillis. Let's show you that one more time. Side by side coming off the turn here, and it looked to me like the 9 car was getting a little bit loose off the turn and making a movement down to the bottom that he really didn't intend to make. We can see that from the blimp one more time, maybe. Look at the white and orange car. Ooh, no, it is actually the blue and black car, the 98, that comes up a little bit. Ooh, it looks like that number 9 car is a little bit in trouble here. Doesn't seem to be running straight. Well, maybe that is just an optical illusion. It looks like we have pretty much everybody on pit road. Look at that, the entire field on pit road here. Is anybody staying out at all? It looks like Chandler Hayden is not yet on pit road, but he is probably a lap down, so he'll have to wait. And the same is probably true for Kelly Melanson. Although, yeah, they must be, because they haven't been moved up yet. Reedy beats everybody out. Holzer in 2nd position. Bailey in 3rd. Joyner comes out in 4th, Benson in 5th, so not much change up front. Steenbacher's already, up into 14th position, having started from pit road, having pitted on that first incident. He is looking pretty strong. 14th is where he should have been started, so he's made up quite a bit. And another big gainer here is Richard Rico. He's up 11 positions since the start. Keith Taylor also up quite a bit, 10 positions since the start. And then further down in the field we have Melanson on pit road. Brandon Gillis coming back around. And there we have Reedy and Holzer, the leaders, with Bailey. Sun setting here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Won't take long before we're running under the lights. And there you see the lights going out, folks. We are getting ready to go back to racing, going into lap number 21 of 200. Meanwhile, we have Brandon Gillis back on pit road in that number 9 car. It doesn't look like he's taken that fast repair yet. He may want to try and save that. Obviously, that is an option he has. I think he's just topping it off. He is on the tail end of the field, so topping it off doesn't cost him anything, because he'll just catch up to the back end of that line where he was anyway, and then he'll have more fuel than anybody else. It could also be that he's having some repairs done before going back to racing, and that's kind of what it looks like, as long as that takes. All right, up front, the lights on the track have been turned on, as you can see. The lights on the pace car are off. Well, the flashing lights, he's got his tail lights or his headlights on. Reedy and Holzer up front there, and then Bailey and Joyner behind them, and then Benson and Waldrop, 3rd row. It looks like Gillis is back out again. Pace car coming in.
Green flag, green
There
flag.
we go. We're racing once again. Looks like a good start for everybody. 76 there on the inside. And once again, we're holding it. We're keeping it side by side here through the first few turns. These guys are pretty equal. Reedy is in the middle there, and Tristan Bailey coming to his inside with what looked to me like a pretty good move coming out of the draft. Bailey now picks up the lead here in that 86 car, with Holzer dropping to 4th on that higher line. The number 2 comes washing up almost into him. Looks like that number 2 is fishtailing around a little bit. Holzer has cleared him, though. He is in fourth, and he has Joyner in between there now. Some of these guys are looking a little bit like they're wiggling around more than they would really want to. Tristan Bailey staying out in front there with Reedy in second. They've got a little bit of gap on Kyle Benson there in that 76 car. Then it's James Holzer holding off Joyner. Joyner in his turn has got Waldrop full in the mirrors there. And it looks like Reedy is gaining back on Bailey. Well, let's ride along with, oops, wrong car. I was going to ride along with Austin Reedy. Let's give you a little bit of a speed indication here. 185 on the straights. And then we're dropping off a little bit off the throttle, just a bit. About 10 miles an hour down into the turns. We have another caution. Let's go find out what happened. Ooh, that is once again the 88 getting in trouble here. Whew. Let's see what happened, if that's what started it. Yes, indeed. The 88 and the 82 of Hutchins going for the same real estate. The 88, that is John Holliday. We can try to bring that back from the blimp and see what is the situation. It looks like Holliday just washes up a little bit too high coming off the tri-oval there and runs into Debbie Hutchins. Looks like Debbie could continue, but she does have a lot of damage on the front end. Hopefully she still has that faster pair. We saw her last week in Daytona, just never ever quitting, and that I can sure appreciate, folks. Chandler Hayden is back on pit road, and I'm expecting Debbie to go there as well. She's catching up with the field right now. James Holzer back on pit road. Brandon Book on pit road. Mitchell Snare, Ryan Steenbeckers. Why am I missing these guys? There they are. Darren Art, Cindy Taylor in that GoDaddy car on pit road. And then Debbie Hutchins is coming in there as well. Let's keep an eye on Debbie and see if she uses that faster repair. That would be the smart thing to do with this much damage. She is going to lose way too much time. Ooh, she overshoots her pits there. Has to back it up. She did take that faster repair. As you can see, that car looks perfect from one moment to the next. She's getting new tires as well. So she is good to go. That is good news. And she even beats out some of the other drivers with that pit stop. That fast repair goes pretty quick, and it didn't hurt her that much to back it up into her pit stall. So good job. Bailey stayed out. It looks to me like, where did Holzer come back out? He is in 14th position after his pit stop. That was his second pit stop, so I'm a little bit, he must have had a small issue or something deciding to go back in. Maybe calculating from the finish down to see if he can make it on fuel, although that would be a stretch right now. We're too early in the race for that situation. So he must have had some sort of issue. Brandon Gillis back on pit road. Brandon is obviously not using that fast repair yet, or maybe he's already souped it up, but he's coming back in as much as he can to try and get that car as much fixed up as he can. As long as he can keep himself on the lead lap, he'll be okay. And as you see, the cars in the pit, the 9 in the pit, they have just passed him. So I don't believe he is still on the lead lap. So he needs to just make sure that he gets out before the 86 comes out of turn 4. And that is going to give him quite some time, actually, at this point. The 66 is also back out again. That is Chandler Hayden. There he is. And there's the 9, and that's what he's doing. He's waiting for the crew to do as much repairs as possible, and he should be about going at this point. There you have it. That keeps him on the lead lap. And it looks like the lights on the pace car have been turned off. We're getting ready to go back to racing, going into lap number 30. Tristan Bailey is your leader. Austin Reedy will be on his outside. Then it'll be Benson and Joyner on the second row, and Waldrop and Kate Gimbel on the third row. And in the background, that's the number 9 car catching up to the field.
Green, green, green.
And there we go, folks. We're back racing again. It is Bailey that is keeping the lead in front of the number 11 car. The 76 of Benson is slotting in third there. Then it's Joyner in fourth and Waldrop in fifth. Tristan Bailey takes the lead. Ooh, a bunch of guys going a little wide up there. Joyner and Waldrop side by side. It looks like Waldrop is...
Caution, yellow flag.
we have another one. That is the 48 of Brandon Book. And he is lucky that he doesn't get run into. Let's go and try to find out what happened to him. He's on the high side, and he just loses the back end going off the turn, and he barely touches that, I believe that was the 4 car or the 14. Not really sure who that was, but that was just a nip in the back there. And he did this all by himself. He lost the back end there. Catching up to the back end of the pack here. Behind Hayden at this point. See if he will go to pit road. I don't believe he really has that much damage. I do believe the back end is a little bit bent up, but not that bad. Rico is already on pit road. Gillis is following him in again. Melanson, and I do believe that that's the 48 behind there. Yep, that is Brandon Book in front of Melanson, and then John Holiday is already leaving pit road. Leaders all staying out. Yeah, Brandon's got some damage on the back end, and I don't believe he's using that fast repair at this point. He may have already used it, although I'm not sure about that. The 14, that was the other car that was involved. Also a little bit damaged on the back end. So that is, and here at Charlotte, that damage is definitely going to hurt him a little bit. We are going fast enough for that airflow to really make a difference. So especially that rear end, if that spoiler is standing further straight up than it should be, that's going to hurt you. And it looks like Nathaniel Mann is hanging with these leaders pretty good here. Craig Lautenschläger has moved up quite a bit through the field. He is up 8 positions since the start. Keith Taylor in that 24 car is up 13 positions since the start. So Keith is doing a pretty good job here. It looks like his car is still looking very shiny. Holzer in 12th position at this point. Steenbakker's there on the apron. He's in 14th. Jaden Gimbel in 16th. Debbie Hutchins in 14th. I'm sorry, 17th. In that 82 car. Up 4 positions from her starting position. Randy Biscuit then in 18th. And then we have... let's see, Cindy Taylor back on pit road in that number 7 car. Can't really tell what the damage is, if there is any. The back end is a little bit pushed in, but it doesn't look too bad. Cindy is running in the 24th position and going back out. She is still on the lead lap. The only car that is not on the lead lap is the 88 of John Holliday. All right, folks, going into lap number 35, we'll be getting the green flag once again as Brandon Book is coming back on pit road for more repairs. It looks like we're going to stay single file here. All right, we're getting ready to go here, folks. It's the 86
Green flag.
in the lead, Tristan Bailey. We are ready to race once again. Joyner taking a look-see on the high side of the 99, and it looks like he inches that nose ahead.
Caution, yellow flag.
That looks like the number 9 getting in trouble. This is on the restart, and this is not looking like it's going the way it's supposed to. A lot of guys in front of the 9 are really slow, not paying attention to the green light at all. Let's bring that back here. He moves to the outside, and then the 14 comes up a little high and knocks him into the wall. This is a little silly situation here. This is the restart once again. Let's ride along with him. There's 3 cars in front of him that just don't want to go, and then the 14 knocks him out of his balance. So unfortunately, we did not even drive a lap. And that damage won't get repaired much if you keep adding on to it, obviously. So tough luck here for the number 9. Waldrop has taken that 99 to pit road. And Werner and Gimbel, Jaden Gimbel in this case, is also on pit road. And I'm kind of looking what the number 9 is doing. Yeah, he's coming in as well. Trying to get some more of that damage repaired, obviously. Looks like the 88 is the lucky dog, John Holiday. That means he's gaining back one of those 5 laps that he was down. That's good news for him. I like the festive paint job on that machine. Brings us in the spirit of December. Holzer still in 11th. Obviously nothing much has changed at this point here. Hutchins has a little bit of damage on the back end of that car. Busquet there in the 97. He looks like he kept it out of trouble so far. Richard Rico. Obviously teammates. Jaden Gimbel. And Holiday. 99 claiming his position back there. Imagine we'll stay single file for this restart as well. 2 yellows this short after each other. Yeah, it does look like we're going to stay single file here on that restart. We're going to be going into lap number 40 to get that green flag. Let's hope we get some racing in here. 40 minutes almost, and we are not even on a quarter of the race. And it looks like we're getting ready here, folks. Balin has a little bit of distance
Green
there.
flag,
There
green
we
flag.
go. Ooh, the number 3 has a good start there, jumping to the outside. And it looks like Nathaniel is dropping off about a car length there. The number 3 had a very strong start coming to the inside of the 76 at this point. And Tristan Bailey being passed there by Austin Reed on the inside. There you have it. The number 11 takes the lead. They're still side by side. This top group here is very competitive, very equal. Bailey now on the high side, coming back again. And working together, and drafting is most certainly going to help you here. That's why these guys are all so fast. Joyner back in 4th. Couldn't keep it ahead of the 76. And look who's up there again. That is James Holzer back in 5th position. He's running that high line right by the wall there, and he's doing very good at it. Right behind the 76 of Kyle Benson, staying on that higher side as well. And Mon is closing back in on him, so is Kate Gimbel. We have somebody... Thought we had somebody going off track, but I can't see who it was. Bailey back in front, Austin Reedy behind him. And Benson and Joyner still going at it there for 3rd. Looks like Reedy is having a look-see again. Not close enough. Holzer in 5th on that tail end of Joyner there. He's going to the outside. It looks like James is pretty comfortable on that higher side there. And he can keep it alongside that number 3 perfectly. He's actually nosing ahead now. Despite the fact that he's got some more distance to run on that higher side, he has a little bit wider radius, and that helps him keep the tires cool. He's now definitely put it in front of Joyner and picks up 4th position. Bailey and Reedy still going at it here. Reedy coming to the inside. Good move off of turn 2 there. Very strong run off of turn number 2. And he puts it to the inside of the 86. Well, let's see if he can make that stick here. They're still side by side going into turn number 1. And Bailey running strong on that higher side now. Still side by side, 76 of Benson behind him. And it looks like the 11 can slot in front of that 86 there. It was pretty close. Holzer on the higher side of the 76. Nope, slots back in again. Bailey still on the high side. And meanwhile, Steenbakkers is working his way forward steadily. He's now in 8th position. He just passed Snare and Murray. And he is now in front, he's got Caden Gimbel now in front of him with Nathaniel Mon, and that's kind of the tail end of that lead group. There's a little bit of space between Joyner and Mon. Randy Busquet has an off. Let's see what happened to him. Ooh, he just gets loose. He just gets loose getting into the tri-oval, and he cuts the track. He doesn't hit anything, and he saves it. Well done. Bailey and Reedy still side by side here for the lead. Kyle Benson closing in on these guys now, and Holzer making a move to the inside on the backstretch, going into turn number 3. He's still not close enough to the 76. Joyner is hanging with him, and as said, Nathaniel Mann has got about 7/10 of a second to make up there. Holzer taking 3rd position there. The 76 went really high and had to let Holzer and Joyner go. Almost makes you think he did that on purpose to give himself a little break. Holzer in 3rd now. Couple of car lengths behind Reedy. We have Randy Bisquet on pit road. Probably ready for new tires and maybe even ready for a new racing suit. Bailey in the 1st position with Reedy now a car length behind. Holzer coming on strong there, also about a car length or 2 or so between there. Joyner staying with him. Benson and Steenbakkers is leading the next group, trying to close in on these guys. Very strong run for Ryan once again. Mitchell Snare, he needs the points. He's doing very good. He is on that cutoff area for the playoffs, so he needs a good finish, and it looks like he's doing very good. Brandon Book has worked his way back to 9th position. That's your fight for the lead. Bailey and Reedy. Holzer closing in. Steenbakkers has gotten himself away from Schneier there pretty good. He's got about 1.2 seconds to make up to Kyle Benson. Kyle Benson now at the tail end of this leading group. Maybe he asked a little bit too much of his tires, and ooh, somebody's sparking. Looks like things are settling down a little bit here at the front of the field. Reedy tugging in behind Bailey. And every once in a while you'll see Reedy coming down that blue line, and that is really something you need to be careful with, because right here, that apron, that transition from the apron to the banking can really upset your car. Holzer in 3rd. Let's ride along with James. Very stable. Doesn't look like he has any problems with that car at this point. And he's actually gaining a little bit on Reedy. He's brought it down to under 2/10 of a second, and it looks like he is getting ready to hook up with Reedy here. And it looks to me like Steenbakkers is not really making all that much progress getting closer to Benson. It is still about 1.2 seconds. Kate Gimbel is battling with Murray for the 10th and 11th position there, and the number 13 Lautenschläger is behind him. Keith Taylor in 13th, still one of the biggest gainers in the race here. Michael Schneier is the biggest one with 11 positions up since the start, running in 8th. Let's go check back on Holzer. As we are starting to get through traffic here, the number 9 is being lapped there. That car has been damaged, and Gillis is obviously not being able to run the same pace as those guys anymore. Looks like Joyner is being passed by Kyle Benson. That tells me that Joyner had a bit of a moment. Let's see what happened. Yes. Back marker may have had something to do with that. There's your leading trio, with Holzer definitely starting to get a little bit racy. Ooh, touches the wall. Holzer definitely getting a little, trying to put a little bit of pressure
The
on.
yellow flag is out.
We have an issue. The 13 and the 29, that is Mann and Lautenschläger. Let's see what happened between these guys. Going into the tri-oval, side by side. And then it's the 13 washing up to arc the turn, and not aware of Mann still being alongside there. Looks like that 13 car is going to need some work. Very unfortunate for Craig, because he was doing pretty good. Dropping back to the 20th position, and obviously going to be headed for pit road there shortly. Looks like everybody else is still staying out. Something happened to Holzer. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That is really, that is not good. That is not good. We are under caution, folks, and somebody is just not paying attention. And then Holzer is really trying to get back at him, which is understandable, but not good to do. Retaliation is a no-no in racing, guys. Everybody taking it to pit road. There they come, a little bit far away maybe. There they are. It looks like Bailey. Oops. That's because I'm not live. We're still on delay. I apologize. Everybody was on pit road. Bailey is bringing it back out first. Benson. And let's see where Holzer ends up in 17th, still on pit road. Joyner back out. And the 76 of Benson actually stayed out. He came away with that without very much damage, it looks like. Or maybe he took a fast repair. Yeah, he did go into the pits. He took a fast repair. Holzer not having a lucky night here tonight. He's already used up his fast repair, it looks like, and that means he's going to have to deal with this car the way it is. And I most certainly understand the frustration, but once again, retaliation on the racetrack is definitely a no-no, folks. You can't do that. And it looks like Craig Lautenschlager has worked his way back up there a little bit again. Brandon Gillis is still a frequent visitor on pit road. And let's see, it looks like we're getting ready to go back to racing. Going into lap number 68 here, folks. Bailey is still your leader. Reedy will be alongside him. Then it's going to be Benson and Book. Then it's going to be Steenbackers, who is now in 5th because of Holzer's misfortune, and Murray is in 6th.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, folks, there you hear it. We are back going at it again. Bailey has the lead. And it looks like the 76 of Benson is moving to the inside of Reedy. And it looks like Benson picks up second position there, stealing it from Reedy. Steenbacker's there, coming strongly with them. Brandon Book in the 48. Then behind him it is Murray in that number 8 car. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle from Steenbacker's there. Oh.
Caution, yellow flag.
It's Steenbacker's and the number 8 there touch. It is hard to tell. Let's see if we can tell from the blimp. Steenbacker's has a bit of a wiggle. No, that is a major case of netcode. Netcode, folks, as you know, that is the situation where the computer thinks they're going to touch and acts accordingly while they are not even close there yet. They were definitely not close and they were not touching. So very, very unfortunate there for the number 8 driver. Tyler Murray. Hopefully didn't damage his car too bad. It looks like he's coming down pit road. Yeah, he scraped the wall pretty hard. The side damage there is not going to hurt him that much. Maybe he still has that fast repair. We'll keep an eye on him here. Doesn't look like it. And he's back out. Gimbal is also on pit road, and Tyler Werner is on pit road. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, James Holzer has left the race. He was running in 20th position, and it looks like he is done. Very unfortunate night for James Holzer. Worked his way to the front, only to get pounded in the back under yellow. That is very, very unfortunate. It's really something that shouldn't happen. And I'm kind of hoping he can make it back in because, I mean, we still have a ways to go. But unfortunately, it looks like he has left. Werner coming back out. Gimbal going in. Gillis going back in as well. That'll be his 8th pit stop, I believe. Trying to get that car straightened out. Something supposedly happened to the 88 here. Did he run out of fuel? No. Bring it back a little bit further. Ooh, he's avoiding Gimbal. That's the other Gimbal. So Cade Gimbal had some sort of issue there that we saw the 88 go around. All right, well, let's get some green flag racing in here, guys. We've been at it for an hour and we're not even close to halfway. And it looks like we're going to keep it single file again. Excuse me. Voice is letting up a little bit. Going into lap number 73, folks. We're going to try this again.
Green, green, green.
There we go. We're back racing. Ooh, looks like a little bit of a slow start there, and Ryan Steenbecker's immediately flying to the higher side, expecting trouble maybe. Bailey keeps it in front, then it's Reedy taking second position from Benson, and Steenbecker's in 4th position. Coming up towards Bailey, very strong. Ooh, in the bumper there. Reedy is hanging with the leader very, very nicely there. Benson having a little bit more trouble. Steenbeckers as well. And then it's Darren Art in the 98. Joyner in 6th. Lautenschlager back up in the top 10. Mitchell Snare is defending his position from him right now. Jaden Gimbel is moving up through the field as well. Nathaniel Mann is gaining a position there over Cindy Taylor and catching up really quickly with the number 13 and 24. Werner is there as well. They're coming on pretty strong there. Did I see Caden Gimbel have a little bit of a wiggle there? This is a big group where everybody seems to be going after each other. Kelly Mellinson there on the high side in the 14 being overtaken by Murray. The 99 of Waldrop is there coming with him. And Werner passing what looked to me like Keith Taylor. Werner pushes himself into the 8th position. Snare is loose from these guys by about a second, a little over even. Then Darren Art is in front of him, also about a second and a half. And then we have the leading group here, 5 cars. Reedy is in the lead, Bailey is in 2nd, Benson in 3rd, Steenbacker's in 4th, Joyner in 5th, and Darren Art at the tail end there in 6th position. Running a strong race here, the 98 driver. Keith Taylor off the track. Ooh, that really almost went south. He can still hang on to it, but only barely. And then the 9 gets in trouble and saves it. Ooh, unbelievable. Let's go and check what happened to the 24 here. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there with Nathaniel Mann, it looked like. And he keeps it going in the right direction. Comes back on track, almost gets the 99 in trouble, saves it. Ooh, washes up again, wiggles again, still saves it. And then the 9 gets in trouble and saves it independently. Wow. They sure did a good job saving that. Reedy in the lead by, Tristan Bailey coming down pit road. What happened to Tristan Bailey? I can't see if there was any incident with him. I don't believe so. He's just on pit road, which is really kind of strange under green if you don't have to. Reedy staying ahead there of Benson in that 76 machine. Steenbacker's now in 3rd, Joyner in 4th, and Art in 5th. And Mitchell Snare is definitely gaining on these guys. Werner is 2.3 seconds down from Snare. And there's a little bit more stretched out part here. Cindy Taylor in 10th doing a good job. Then it's Rico and Gimbel going for 11th and 12th here. Tyler Murray ahead of Lautenschlager and Waldrop. Hutchins in 18th position. John Holliday still running, going strong, only 2 laps down, so he's gained back 2 of them. And Bailey is back at it again. He is now 1 lap down. Let's ride along here with Ryan Steenbeckers, our Canadian friend in the 799 car, currently in the 3rd position. Looking pretty strong. And he's got Joyner behind him. There's Joyner. Snare is catching up. He is definitely catching up to Darren. However, it's actually more Darren dropping off from Joyner than it is Snare catching up. Murray and Waldrop still going at it here. That's 14th and 15th position. Looks like the number 8 gets it underneath the 99. And going into turn number 3, it looks like he takes that position. Steenbeckers and Joyner. Ooh, did Nathaniel Mann or have something there? Werner has picked up a position from Mitchell Snare. It looks like Snare has dropped off a little bit there. He may have had a little bit of a wiggle. Steenbeckers is looking at Joyner in his mirror. And at number 3 gets underneath him. Steals that position. Gillis on pit road. Ooh, that was not the entry we were looking for. What happened? It looks like he bounces off the wall. Turn number 3 and 4. Ooh, yes, gets on the apron there. Can't save the car. Bounces off the wall. And then slides into pit road. He's trying to avoid going in pit road because it's not only going to ruin his car, but it's also going to give him a speeding penalty. And it looks like Gillis has called it a night. That means, folks, that we have 20 cars left on track. Last of which running is John Holiday. There he is in the 88 car, soldiering on there, 2 laps behind. And he came from 5 laps behind, so I mean that in a very positive way. The 76 now staying with the leader here. Joyner dropping off, but he has passed Ryan Steenbeckers. Jaden Gimbel doing good work. He has worked himself up to 7th position at this point. He's passed Mitchell Snare. And it looks to me like he is moving towards Darren Art. Kate Gimbel in 10th with Cindy Taylor in 11th and Craig Lautenschlager in 13th, dealing with Richard Rico. Ooh, Benson has picked up the lead. Let's see if we can find that real quick. There is the pass. He comes underneath, and he makes it look fairly easy even. Reedy now looking at the tail end of that colorful 76 car. Joyner not really losing, but not really gaining all that much. Steenbackers seems to be falling off a little bit. And Werner has passed Ard. Werner now in 5th position. And Tyler's actually looking pretty strong. Jaden Gimbel also passing Darren Ard. Jaden picking up 6th position there. And there you see the 86 of Tristan Bailey. He is a lap down. He's got to pass everybody twice, but he's working hard on that. Benson and Reedy for the lead into turn 3 and 4. Oh. That was clearly Reedy running into the back. Let's bring that back from the blimp. The blimp is too far away. I can't really show it to you that way. Let's bring that back one more time here. The 11 really going into the 76 there. 76 just barely keeping it in the straight line. And Reedy has actually passed him now. Let's bring that back real quick. I apologize, folks. Here, the 76 is still ahead. There, 2 wheels in the grass even to get underneath. And it looks like Kyle just kind of lets him go. He really doesn't have a choice. It's getting a little messy. Coming underneath again. 76 going at it. And going into lap 100. We're pretty much halfway here. With the leaders side by side on the backstretch. Behind them, it looks like everything is stretching out quite significantly. Reedy's hanging on to that lead. Joyner is about 2 seconds behind them. And then Steenbacker's 1.3 behind there. Werner 2.1 behind there. It's stretching out. There's the 88 making way for the leaders. He doesn't want to be that guy. That's good sportsmanship. Darren Ard and Cade Gimbel, Mitchell Snare, Cindy Taylor. That group is a little bit stretched out, but there we see the 88 going down pit road. That group is a little bit stretched out, but they're all within a second of each other at least. And other than the 2 leaders here, everybody is over a second away from whoever's in front or in the back. Reedy seems to take a little bit more decisive lead at this point, giving himself some room to breathe. Benson trying to hang on. Cade Gimbel gaining on Darren Ard. That is for 8th and 9th position. Ooh, Art going a little bit high there. Both the number 2 car a little bit damaged on the back end there. Seems to be working all right. And he's going for the inside there on the backstretch. And he picks up 8th position. Kate Gimbel in the number 2. And of the 2 ladies in the field, Cindy Taylor doing a very good job there in 11th position. Snare scraping the wall in front of her. Debbie Hutchins in 17th. Still going and still going pretty strong too. Her lap times are actually not bad at all. Second half of the field are all in the 31s. The top end of the field are in the mid to upper 30s. Looking back at Kyle Benson there in that colorful 76 machine. Let me see there, Darren Art catching up to Mitchell Snare, it looks like, on the higher side. Cindy Taylor is there as well. This group is fighting for a position. Snare is in 9th, and Art is in 10th, Taylor in 11th, and Craig Lautenschlager is mixing himself in there. So these 4 are fighting for a position side by side. It looks like Snare can... Ooh, he gets a little loose off the turn. Did he get some help from the 98 there? I do believe so. The 13 goes around that 7 car, so Lautenschlager picks up that 11th position, and Cindy slots in behind him. Lautenschlager running pretty strong. He's coming up to the 98 as we see Steenbuckers come down pit road. Reedy is seeing Benson close back in on him again. Lautenschlager now passes Ard. And Ard on that higher side there. Cindy Taylor on the middle line. Closing in, it seems. It looks like Snare's got it under control there in 8th at this point. He's walking away a little bit from Craig. And Reedy has got Benson right back on the bumper once again. And it looks like Kyle is starting to put more pressure on that number 11 car. The 99 we saw coming out of the pits, I believe. That was Steve Waldrop. No, he did not go to the pits. He was just trying to stay out of the way. That's good. That we like to see that. No need to mess yourself up with the fight for the lead. Ooh, we have Darren Art going down the pit road, giving up that position to Cindy Taylor. Craig Lautenschlager has passed Mitchell Snare. and is walking away from him fairly quickly. John Holiday back on pit road as well. And Reedy and Benson still going at it there in the front. Lap number 114. Good stretch of green flag racing for sure. Took us a bit to get underway here. And Benson is having a little bit more trouble. Ooh, scrapes the wall again. No visual damage on that car really, but some sparks flying. There's Darren Hart coming back out. Now in 19th position. Cindy Taylor and Steenbecker's in trouble. Cindy was not aware of that car being there. I will say they both do a phenomenal job keeping the nose headed forward. And she only loses one position to Keith Taylor, who's now right in front of her. Steenbecker's is in 18th, pitted on lap 109, so he's trying to make up for lost time there. He's a lap behind the leaders. And he's definitely quicker than a whole bunch of them, obviously, with fresh tires. Reedy is getting more breathing room as they lap the 98 of Art. Actually, Art is unlapping himself here. Not really, he was 2 laps down, now he's 1 lap down, but Reedy is trying to pull away from Benson, and then Benson keeps coming back at him. I'm sure the back markers are part of that. Benson's got a good run. Comes to the inside. He came off of turn 2 really well. And Taylor is staying with Keith Taylor and Cindy Taylor. Not sure if they're related. Reedy coming under pressure once again. And with Holzer out of the race, Reedy is most certainly going to pick up that championship standings lead once again. Werner is coming to pit road off of 5th position. We can take a look at the fuel stints these drivers have been driving. Reedy 55 laps, Benson 55, Joyner 55. Werner coming back out again. And Murray seems to be coming towards Richard Rico. There he has him already. Wow. He makes that look pretty easy. Well, it looks like Waldrop is in all sorts of trouble with that car. He is sliding around quite a bit. Can't keep up the pace. Rico Cohen going down pit road. Melanson following him in. .13 coming down pit road. Craig Lautenschlager. And Reedy and Benson is pretty much the only battle on the track at this point. Benson is pretty much just hanging with Reedy right now. Ooh, now he's got a good run. Talk too soon. He's got a good run there. Reedy is strong on. Oh, he's letting him go. Taylor and Taylor on pit road. Benson takes the lead. Number 8 looks like he is going down pit road. Yes, indeed. Ooh, almost loses it coming in. And I'm sure for both these drivers, the tires are starting to fall off quite a bit. Reedy looks like he is going to have to settle for second place at this point. And they're trying to stretch this run as long as they can. Actually, their lap times are still pretty good. They're just right above 31 seconds, which is really not bad if you look at all the other drivers. There's a few ones that have just pitted, like Werner. He's running just underneath. Waldrop having another little bit of an issue. He's really not up to pace at this point. But in all fairness, his car has had a lot to endure here. Well, once again, we'll bring in that pit stop strategy board here. It looks like the 76 is going to bring it in. 65 laps on a fuel tank. Mann is in. Snare is in. Benson. Ooh, and Reedy also. It looked to me like Benson moved down off to the apron a lot earlier than the number 11 car. He's still up there. Then he's coming down as well in front of the 76, almost loses it on the way in, and then the 76 gets back around him going into the pit. Benson beats him out, or does he? Yes, he does. That puts the Jaden Gimbel in the lead, with Cade Gimbel, his brother, in second position. Joyner giving up third to go into the pits. Tristan Bailey back in fourth. Ryan Steenbecker's in fifth. Joyner also coming down pit road. Werner is in... Oops, that was Hutchins going into the pits. Werner is in fifth. And Reedy and Benson are 6th and 7th. Benson 6th, Reedy 7th. Oops, wrong one. Gimbel and both the brothers will probably be pitting fairly shortly there. Benson and Reedy, their pit stop doesn't show. Yes, it does. They did 66 on the fuel stint. And so that means that, yeah, there's Kate Gimbel. Ooh, messes up his entry. Way too hot. That's going to cost him valuable time. Making mistakes like that under green pit stops is very costly. Jaden is coming in as well. He does a little bit better coming in there under as far as keeping it under control. So that's going to put Bailey in the lead. He pitted last on lap 80. So he has got another 10 laps or so on that fuel stint. Steenbacher pitted last on 109, and it puts him back in the lead in a little bit. Well, second now, but once Bailey goes into the pits, he'll be in the lead. Reedy has passed Benson. Tyler Murray. Oh!
Caution, yellow flag.
That was Jaden Gimbel. That was Jaden Gimbel coming off pit road. Oh boy. Cold tires, messes up. And then well, that messes up it's a good thing we're not looking at real cars here, because this would have been a really bad crash. Whew. That's what happens when you get off pit road a little bit too eager. Tristan Bailey, your leader, going down pit road. Steenbacher follows him in. That is going to bring... Oh, Reedy and Benson coming in as well. They must be thinking back from the lap 200. Yeah, they should be able to make it on fuel. So that's for the reason they're all coming in. If we stay green to the end, they will be able to make it. Michael Schneier still going around. He's got almost a lap to make up before he reaches everybody. Bailey already coming out. Wow. Steenbacher's also coming out, and they're first and second. Then it's Reedy and Benson. Schneier is coming up now. So Schneier picks up third position by staying out. Let's see if he is going to be pitting next lap. Reedy and Benson. This time it's Reedy beating out Benson. Greg Lautenschlager in 6th. Joyner in 7th. Let's take a look at Lautenschlager's car. He may have actually saved that fast repair, because that car looks pretty good, and we know he had damage on his front end. Rico in 10th. Coming into the pits, Mitchell Snare coming into the pits, so yes, he is given third and fourth to Reedy and Benson. So Tristan Bailey has played his cards pretty right. He's back in the lead, and they're all good to go to the finish. He went off sequence with being one of the first to pit under green, I believe. And he's actually been a lap down because of that, and he worked his way back, and at this point, he played his cards pretty good. Had a good stint there for a while. Both the brothers Gimbel are out of the race. We only have 16 drivers left on track. Werner has called it a night. Melanson is on pit road. He also ran into Gimbel there. Couldn't avoid it. So hopefully he can get it back together. Sidney Taylor on pit road. And up front, it looks like they're getting ready to get going once again, going into lap number 141. So that gives us 60 more laps to go. And it is Tristan Bailey on the front row there on the inside with Steenbakkers on his outside. And then Reedy and Benson on the second row. Lautenschläger and Joyner on the third row. Lautenschläger is made up for a good bit here. He's back at it. He's doing very good. Taylor back out.
Green, green, green.
There we go, we're racing. Steenbakkers has a good start on that higher side. But Bailey is still underneath him there. And it looks like he can hang on to it. Steenbakkers actually also being passed by Reedy and Benson. They are really close there. Steenbakkers really getting a little bit caught out on the high side there. Whew. Side by side with Benson. Joyner in fifth there with Lautenschläger in sixth, and those are the guys in the lead group. Maan is leading the next group with a couple of back markers in between there. Steenbakkers is hanging on to third. Joyner has passed Benson. Reedy looked a little bit there to the inside, but he wasn't close enough. Steenbakkers is right on the bumper of Reedy. Ooh, 799 has a good run there. Oh no! This is unbelievable.
Caution, yellow.
Look at this. Steenbuckers gets into the back of the 11. That happens right about now. Gives him a little bit of a tap. And the 11 goes almost sideways. He saves it. This is unbelievable. This is class. This is a class act of saving that car. And then the number 3, that is Joyner. He has also taken evasive action, and he comes back onto the banking and loses it in the transition. So he is really the one that gets the short end of the stick here. Really, really unfortunate. And luckily he is being avoided by everybody else. Wow. And that is very costly for Gregory. He's dropping back to the 10th position. Looks like he's headed for pit road as well. Everybody is. Bailey, Reedy, Steenbuckers, Benson, Lautenschläger, Schneier, Mann, Waldrop, Murray, Joyner, all into the pits, the top 10. That is a little bit surprising to me because well, I guess they want fresh tires for the rest of it. That would make sense. Keith Taylor is staying out. Debbie Hutchins is your lucky dog. So Taylor stayed out, Rico, Cindy Taylor as well. They are almost a lap down. They are between the pace car and the leaders. They are already back out of the pits. And we can see Tyler Murray going down. He is on pit road there. Melanson has, I don't believe, never left. So that means that we basically have 14 drivers still running this race. We started out with 25. We've lost quite a few of them. And maybe just a question for the people that are watching and that are able to comment on the YouTube channel. I am wondering what people think of the Fast Repair. Fast Repair is really helping drivers get through problems, and of course if you're a victim that is great, but it also helps the ones that are doing the bad things. And so I'm curious to know what you fans think of that Fast Repair. There's Richard Rico done on pit road. Cindy Taylor still waiting to be serviced there. And let's see, Darren Art is also out of the race. So yeah, we have 14 drivers still running. Kelly Melanson is not shown as being out, but he hasn't moved for quite some time. He might try to get that car fixed up and finish the race. It would only take him 2 laps to gain 1 position on Ard. That might be worth the points. And It actually looks like Craig Lautenschlager has beat Steenbeckers out of the pits. Or am I seeing that wrong? Nope, I'm seeing that wrong. He beat Benson out of the pits. Craig is in third, Benson in fourth. Reedy must have had an issue on pit road. He's in 10th. Maybe he's the only one that took 4 tires. That is very well possible. I don't know. But he's got some time to make up there. Going into lap number 149, we're going to try this again, folks. Strong contender here is Craig Lautenschlager, and that number 13 car has been in plenty of trouble and worked his way back into the top 5.
Green, green, green.
There we go. Good start for Steenbeckers again on that higher side. And Tristan Bailey coming back down the inside. Looks like Steenbeckers can hold on to second this time. Benson coming on strong in fourth, coming underneath the 13. Oh, major crash there. Let's see what happened here. Oh, the 90 is losing it and collects the 3. And we didn't even go yellow. Now we missed something up front here. Well, we're going to bring that back to you. Steenbeckers is going for the lead here. And Tristan Bailey has already got it back. So Bailey and Steenbeckers here going at it. Mitchell Snare in third position. That is unbelievable. What happened to Benson? Benson dropped off. Mitchell Snare is currently the quickest car on the track. He has set the fastest lap there at 28.84, and he is hanging with Steenbeckers and Bailey. Steenbeckers again trying to the inside. Austin Reedy in fourth position. Craig Lautenschlager has dropped to fifth. Benson dropped to sixth. Reedy is ahead of the number 13 and pulling towards the leaders. Well, that kind of shows you how much is happening. You can't look away, and the situation's changing already. Benson has gotten past Lautenschlager, and that is for fifth position. The field is definitely stretched out here now. Oh.
The yellow flag is out.
Steenbecker's getting in trouble here. Let's go see what happened. I can't really see whether... Yeah, there they touch. Steenbecker's washed up a little bit at the same time that Bailey was coming down. Let's see if the blimp shot gives us a better understanding of what's going on here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Let's try that one more time. They're not touching there. They're not touching there. And it's coming up right here. Steenbeckers is already turning in, and it looks like he's washing up a little bit, while Bailey is turning in at that same point. So that is really that would really be nothing other than a racing incident here. Very unfortunate for the both of them. Well, not so much for Bailey. He's still running there in the lead. Oh, he's actually on pit road. There they go again. Reedy also, Benson, Mann, Murray, Lautenschläger, Snare, Hutchins, all on pit road. Debbie Hutchins in 8th position. Unbelievable. We've been throwing things around here. Steenbacher's now in 12th. Joyner is still at it there in 13th. Has he been out? No, he's 5 laps down. He may not be making it back out on track anymore. Waldorp. I don't know if he's been running, but he's back on 5 laps down again as well. And your leader would be Greg Lautenschläger. And that tells me that some people take 2 tires and some people take 4 tires. They have unlimited tire sets, so that is all their choice. Lautenschläger first, Snare in second in that 43 car. Good, he's done a phenomenal job. Then it's Reedy in third, Bailey, and Murray. It's really Reedy. Nope, Reedy is just trying to fool everybody into thinking that he's going back into the pits. Then behind Bailey, that's where we were, is Murray. And then it's Hutchins in 6th position, Nathaniel Mann in 7th, Keith Taylor in 8th, Benson in 9th. Going back to the pits, Rico in 10th. Rico and Cindy Taylor are in front of the leaders there behind the pace car, so they'll be waved around there in a little bit. Benson is back in the pits. That's not going to hurt him that much. And he is definitely taking all 4s there. Well, I guess we can say it's been quite an eventful second half of the race. And we're getting close to 2 hours of racing, folks. And as you can see up top of your screen, we have a time limit of 2 hours and 55 minutes. We can get a couple more of those good green flag stints in like we've had. We should be good. Yeah, Joyner's not been moving. And Steven is chugging along. So that means we have 13 drivers running at this point. We pretty much lost half the field. Well, I believe this is the first time in this race that Craig is on the front position. So let's see how he is at starting.
Green, green, green.
There we go. We're racing. He's got a good start. Mitchell Snare right behind him. And then Bailey and Reedy side by side there. Well, the first four drivers are side by side here, folks. This is definitely heating up here. Ooh. Lautenschlager runs it wide. The 11 goes on the apron. And oh, the 13 touches the wall. I can't keep up. Reedy saves himself pretty good, and he brings it back into the second position. Tristan Bailey now gets underneath the 13. 3 wide behind him. Benson's part of that. Ooh, that was... I believe Nathaniel Mann washing up there, yeah. We have Murray challenging Lautenschlager as well. The 76 going underneath him there. Mitchell Snare has got about a half a second on Austin Reedy, but Reedy's catching up. Bailey in third. Murray now in fourth. Benson in fifth. Nathaniel Mann coming underneath the 13 to take away sixth position. So Craig has had a little trouble getting restarted there. And Snare is being reeled in really quickly by Austin Reedy and Tristan Bailey. Bailey looking at the outside of the 11. And going around. Going around the 11. And Bailey now catching up to the 43. Benson catching up to the 11. Ooh, the 43 getting on that blue line, getting in trouble, and it gives Bailey the run he needs. And the 43 is trying to hang on there on that higher side. Trying to pinch the 86 down as far as he can get him. The 11 catches up to the 86 now. Underneath the 11 once again on that blue line, and it's catching him off guard a little bit. Benson catches up to the 11 because of that. And it looks like Reedy gets underneath that 43. Going into turn one, he picks up second position. And the 43 runs alongside him there through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. He still has it, actually. And then into turn 3, it is Reedy. Ooh, the 43 is coming down quite a bit. Oh, 11 into the wall. That costs him. The 43 comes back underneath him, picks up second position. And if he's not careful, the 76 is coming there as well. This is pretty fast and furious, and Tristan Bailey is walking away from these guys because of it. They're going awful low on that divider line there, and once again, folks, they have to be careful. We've seen the 11 do that a couple times, almost losing it. Snare is hanging on to second position, but it's not easy because he's got Reedy and Benson all over him. 3 wide. Nope. Benson thinks the better of it. Reedy picks up second again on the higher side. And he gets in front of the 43. Tristan Bailey about a second clear. And now that he's finally done away with Snare, it looks like Reedy can pull away. Benson now passes Snare. And he's not giving up. He is not giving up. I love it. Mitchell Snare doing a phenomenal job here, trying his best. Nathaniel Mon is now closing in. It looks like Mitchell has found his superior there in the 76. And now he's got to worry about Nathaniel Mon, and actually Nathaniel is coming underneath that 43 as we speak. That means that Mon picks up fourth position at the cost of Mitchell Snare. He gave it a great run there, guys. Tristan Bailey 1.3 seconds clear of Austin Reedy. And that doesn't look like it's coming down. Benson in third. Nathaniel Mon now in fourth. Cindy Taylor in 11th is your final running car. And she is still on the lead lap. She is behind Debbie Hutchins by about 2.6 seconds. So the ladies are doing pretty good here tonight, 10th and 11th. Benson charging past Reedy for second place. And the distance to Bailey is just growing and growing. 2.5 seconds already. And Snare back there is still holding on to fifth position, but Murray and Lautenschlager are coming on to him now. Benson and Reedy for second position. Nathaniel Mon in fourth, kind of by himself here. Fairly safe behind him. Murray and Lautenschlager passing Mitchell Snare there. Snare now in seventh. Looking pretty stable there, that 11 of Austin Reedy. Third position, 0.3 of a second down from Benson. Bailey is still extending that lead to 2.9 seconds. Seems to be holding steady right now. Benson there in second position. it looks like Tristan Bailey has got this under control. Going into lap number 180, folks. 21 more laps to go. Tristan Bailey has got 3.2 seconds on Benson in second position, and then Reedy is right behind Benson there. Then it's Mann in fourth position and Murray in fifth. Rico in ninth position. Craig Lautenschlager has dropped to eighth. He's been passed by Keith Taylor. So Lautenschlager and Schneider found themselves in the lead after those pit stops on lap 155 under yellow, and it looked to me like they may have just taken 2 tires instead of 4 to get in those positions, and they're paying for it now. But it was a good effort. It was a good effort, for sure. You got to try something sometimes, you know. It looks like the gap between Benson and Reedy is also growing. Mann is actually closing in on Reedy. Tires probably are a factor here. 30 laps into the stint. We've done some hard racing here since that green flag. Taylor closing in on Snare now. And it looks like the high side's not working for him. So he's going to try to bottom. And that works a little bit better. Mitchell's not giving up that easy, and Reedy is coming under pressure from Nathaniel Mann. And Mann is picking up third position here. Reedy is still trying very hard. Picks it back up on the outside, makes that look easy. Taylor and Lautenschlager are past Mitchell Snare. Well, actually, Mitchell Snare's fighting back on the 13. But Taylor has passed the both of them and pulls away. And Reedy and Mann still going there at it for third. Well, it looked like Mann has kind of got to give in here a little bit. Reedy may have been saving himself for a little bit, maybe. But, and Mann came up pretty strong, tried something, and Reedy kind of countered here. Lautenschlager going after Snare here still. Reedy and Mann for third and fourth. Mann, seems to be coming back again a little bit. They haven't settled this yet. Something may have happened to Lautenschlager. Dropped off a little bit. And Rico is behind Lautenschlager by about 2 seconds. That is Murray, and he is in fifth. Mann still trying there at Austin Reedy's back end there. Tristan Bailey's lead has been extended to 4.7 seconds. Kyle Benson is in second pretty much by himself here now. And Reedy and Mann going for third. 9 laps to go. Keith Taylor worked his way to Tyler Murray. Taylor is looking very strong here in that 24 car. He's passed Snare, Lautenschlager, and now he's caught up to Murray. Looks like he's putting the pressure on now, trying to find that opening. Around the outside seems to be too long and not working for him. Let's see, that is actually Kelly Melanson, who is back at it again. 50 laps down from the leader, but he's running. Mann is dropping off a little bit there, and Taylor is being passed by by Kelly there. That's not for position, obviously, but I guess Melanson had lengthy repairs there and decided to just kind of finish the race here. And there you saw Taylor going by Murray. That puts Taylor in the... Reedy's in trouble. What happened? What happened? What happened?
Caution, yep.
Austin Reedy. Oh, he touches the wall and he can't save it. He gets really close of keeping it in the right direction, but he turns it around. And he's lucky he didn't touch anything. Well, yellow flag. That's going to give us a green, white, checkered, folks. And that means that we all get another shot at Tristan Bailey. Over 4 seconds of advantage gone. That's a tough pill to swallow, I think, for Bailey. Let's see. Nathaniel Mann is now in third. It puts Keith Taylor in 4th and Murray in 5th again. And Reedy has dropped off to 8th. And they're all going for pit road because they might be worried for that fuel for the green, white, checkered, and obviously they want some good tires underneath those cars. They've been running for quite some time. I see everybody on pit road except for Keith Taylor. He is just taking a gamble here. And why not? If you come this far, you might as well take a chance. Track position could be something here. If you don't try, you won't have it. And it looks like Benson has beaten Bailey out of the pits. Mon in 3rd, Murray in 5th. I'm sorry, Mon in 4th, Murray in 5th. Lautenschlager in 6th, Reedy in 7th, so that stayed the same. Mitchell Snare in 8th. They've all gone in except for Taylor. All right, folks, we're going to go into a green, white, checkered here. We have a total of 5 of those if we need them. 2 hours and 22 minutes of racing that we have had here tonight already. So it's become a pretty lengthy race. We've had some good green flag stints, and we've seen some good racing, but we've also had a few yellows that really weren't necessary. All right, so everybody except for Keith Taylor, your leader, is on fresh tires. And let's see what Keith can make of it here. This is a chance he's taking. It's not going to be easy for him. But when you're in 5th position and you get this yellow, you can take a chance like this and see what happens. And I don't blame him for trying one bit. It looks to me like they're all pretty eager to get this settled here. All right, there we go, folks. green flag is out. Keith Taylor takes the lead. Let's see how he does here. This is a chance he's took on his tires, and he's opted for that track position. He's hanging on to the lead right now. On the backstretch is Tristan Bailey coming to his inside. Bailey takes the lead. Taylor runs really high. Ooh.
Caution, yellow flag.
Let's go find out here. Big mess. It looked to me like it was the 76 that started going sideways at some point. No, it's the 8. It is the 8 of Tyler Murray. He actually gets a tap in the back from the 43, the 76, and then they take each other out completely. What a mess. Ha. Show you that one more time here. From the blimp, look at the 8 and the 43 behind him. Ay, 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 ay. And the 8 hits that divider wall pretty hard. I'm surprised he can run it back. Look at that. Barely a front end left on that machine. And he's brought it to the pits. And it looks like Taylor has brought it to the pits as well. He got caught up in that as well. Well, attempt number 2. Mon now in a fairly good position, and guess who's running third? Debbie Hutchins, 4th, Cindy Taylor. Cars don't look all that great anymore either, but they're staying out there, and they might as well. And then it's Lautenschlager, also pretty heavily damaged. Reedy on pit road. Is he coming back out? Murray. That doesn't look like much is happening anymore. Even Benson taking his time. He doesn't look that bad. The 8 is back out. Cindy Taylor comes in. Keith is going back out. Not much done to that car, really. You gotta try something. Lautenschlager in the pit. Taylor in the pit. And let's see here. Reedy not moving. Benson not moving. Yeah, it's not very busy there anymore. Well, it looks like Bailey had the lead just in time. He's pretty much the only one that got out of that unscathed. It happened behind him. And it really puts him in a pretty good position. Mon doesn't have much of a front end on that machine anymore. That's going to cost him speed. Hutchins is in third. And her situation is that everybody that's behind her is not much better off than she is. Reedy is still sitting on that pit lane, and Benson has left the race. So it looks like that at this point We have 8 cars coming across the finish line, with Reedy still sitting there. And actually, it's only going to be 7 cars that are going to cross the finish line. With 25 starters, that's not a whole lot. All right. We're going to try this again. Green by checkered. There we go. Tristan Bailey takes the lead. I don't think we're going to see very many people challenging him. They're all too damaged. So let's get this thing finished up here, folks. Murray passes Hutchins there for 3rd position. And he's actually challenging Nathaniel Mon and looking like he's getting around there. Whoever has the least damage is going to do the best here. Tristan Bailey already at 1.4 seconds out. Murray is... and it looks like Debbie is bringing it back into 3rd position at the cost of Mon. So Mon has quite a bit of damage that is costing him a ton of speed. It looks like Debbie has a little bit better left. That front bumper is still on there. She's just missing the hood. Mon is really missing pretty much the opposite, the bumper, and he's got the hood. Cindy Taylor in 5th. Richard Rico. Ooh, that car is crooked. Oh, look at that. It is not running in a straight line at all. Oh boy, I didn't even see that before. All right, so Tristan Bailey. Tristan Bailey takes it home here. After 209 laps, he is the winner. It looks like Murray is in 2nd and Hutchins in 3rd. Mon in 4th. Cindy Taylor in 5th. Richard Rico was your 6th place finisher, and Keith Taylor is 7th. That is the final finishing car. Let's go back to Tristan Bailey, and I'm sure we're going to see him burn some rubber here and put his signature on the asphalt. Well, somebody's happy. Hey, Debbie, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing fantabulous.
I bet you would not have thought you'd be up there tonight.
Oh, heck no. No way in heck. No, no. It was great. I know we had a lot of cautions, 49 laps of them. That's a lot, but Tristan Bailey, he was just great. He was great. I got to give him all the kudos in the world.
Absolutely, it looked like he was strong pretty much all race long. It looked like Debbie, you had an incident early in the race. You took your fast repair and you were soldiering on there in the tail end of the top 10, pretty much the entire race. It went pretty well, I think.
It did. I think that coming from behind is like my strong point. I try to save tires and then I just work my way up.
And it looked like you did a great job at that, and then obviously it helps a little bit that there right here at the end we have a big mess at the first green white checkered. You even got caught up in that as well. It looked like you got a lot of damage there, but you kept on going like we know that you always do. And you had a little bit more speed than Nathaniel Mann there, and picked up third position pretty good there.
Yep, I did. Yeah, no hood. My front's all damaged. Yep, but you just persevere. You keep going. You never say die, and just hope for the best.
Absolutely, that's what we like about you, Debbie. That's great. We've talked about this before, as I believe last week in Daytona. Same thing. You just keep going on, and you never know what happens. Debbie, you're already locked into that playoffs. I
Yep.
think you were already locked in there anyway.
Yep.
But what's your expectations for that? You think you got a chance to make something meaningful happen there?
There's always a chance, and I'm going to try my darndest to do the best that I can.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I like about you, Debbie. All right. Thanks very much. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw into the world?
Well, I just love everybody in this league. The guys have all been so wonderful to me. I know one time they said, "Well, Deb, if you get up to the front, we'll push you for the win." I said, "Oh, hell no, you ain't doing that. I'm winning this on my own." And they've helped me do that.
Absolutely. Well, that is the spirit. Absolutely, Debbie. It doesn't mean that much if you get it for free. You need to get it on your own. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think your third place here is just a result of hanging in there, keeping going, and not giving up. And you've done that plenty of times before. We've talked about that before. And congratulations, lady. You done a fantastic job here tonight.
And thank you, Mark. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate it.
You betcha. All right, let's move on to Tyler there. Tyler, second place. What was happening there at the first green white checkered when that situation happened? Did you get caught up in that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I was caught up in everything tonight. I just, lap 3, I got involved in just a racing incident that took the fast repair away from me at lap 3, and then like lap 79ish, I was trying to avoid Steenbacher's there when he got a little loose, and I overcorrected and put myself in the wall, and I was down on power since lap 79, so I mean, it's good feeling being in P2, but it's as good as I can. I don't want Mitchell to feel bad about what happened there on that green white checkered. He's a young kid. He's excited. He wants to get that win. I'm holding no grudges against the guy. It's just it's racing shit, man. It happens.
Absolutely, and I always say, even though we got to learn from our mistakes, let's be honest here. There isn't a driver on any racetrack. It doesn't matter what kind of track or what kind of racing we're talking about. There is not a driver out there that can say that he's never done anything similar like that. We've all made that mistake of being too eager and wanting too much at some point at the cost of somebody else. That is just part of the learning process of what we're doing. So yeah, I agree with you, man. There's no need to be sour about anything, especially in your case. I mean, ultimately you bring it home in second place. It doesn't
Yeah.
get much better than that after a night like this, right?
Yeah, if I was running for points and that incident happened, and after everything that happened this race, and I didn't get P2, I probably would have felt a little different about it, But I mean, P2, it's just that feels like a win to me with everything that happened to this race. Just it was interesting, man. It was definitely a lot of fun. That long green flag run that kept going there. where we had to make green flag pit stops. I almost sped coming on pit road. Thank God I didn't. But it was just whose car can survive the longest, and it happened to be Tristan tonight. He kept himself clean, so congratulations to him. He definitely did what he had to do. It was his race to lose, and he didn't lose it. So
Absolutely. All right, Tyler. Thank you very much, my friend. Any shout outs you want to make?
I just want to shout out Jaden and Rico for setting this league up. I raced with a lot of these guys over in our other league in four wide racing, but a lot of these drivers, very clean racing, for the most part. Incidents happen. There's a lot of people who get in over their head, but overall some really great racing. And I want to give a shout out to you, Mark, for staying on here with us until midnight with the broadcast. I know it was a long one for you tonight.
That's all good, man. Well, I'm glad to be part of this series. It's a fun series for sure. You guys got some pretty good fields together, and although I don't think tonight is the prime example of how good you guys are, it still is a pretty good league to be covering. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, let's move on to Tristan. There, Tristan, you're the one that kept your nose clean. If I remember correctly, fairly early on in the race, you went off sequence with a pit stop where I really didn't expect you to go in that early, and you were off sequence until you got back into the lead. What was it, 3/4 into the race or something like that? What made you decide to do that?
Well, I accidentally didn't fill up with fuel, so I had half a lap of fuel left, so I needed to pit, and thankfully, they were doing the green flag stops. After then, I was able to pick my way up back to at least third before they started pitting, and then the leaders pit, and thankfully, caution came out, and I was able to pit and keep the lead.
So, because I mean, at one point you were actually a lap down, and not just running right behind the leaders, but quite a bit worse than that. So, I mean, you had to fight your way back through pretty much the entire field there.
Yeah, it was fun doing that too. Now I think about it, I mean, I was mad, so I was driving, being quiet, keep my focus. It was fun doing that.
So at the end there, you were battling for the lead there really well, and after that second to last caution, or I'm sorry, before that those final two cautions, you were pulling away by, what was it, 4.6 seconds or something. What was the difference there? Was it the guys behind you battling each other too hard?
That's what I think it was, and then and I wasn't really pushing the car. I was just running my line perfectly like I was doing it, kind of saving, a little bit just in case they did catch up to me. I think it's just whenever they got side by side a bunch, that's what slowed them down the most.
So and then at that point there is a caution flag, and that basically means that your 4.6 seconds is gone with the wind, and everybody gets another shot at you. What was your thought process at that? What was your plan to keep it in front?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I was like, well, I know probably somebody's going to stay out, but I don't think they would because, I mean, tires mean a lot tonight. They really did. And then, just, the guy in second place, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Kyle. He took two. So, I mean, it was my 4 against his 2 and no tires. So, thankfully, the 24 didn't spin the tires at all. So, I got to say kudos to him for not spinning his tires on old-ass tires.
All right. Well, and then obviously after that, you got a little lucky with the everything messing up behind you. You were already clear when that happened. So I guess you're pretty much the only car that passed the finish line fairly undamaged there.
Yeah, I was looking at the mirror like, geez, I'm the only car without damage.
Yeah, so Tristan, how is your situation with the playoffs? Are you going to lock yourself in here tonight, or I don't really know exactly where you're at in the standings?
Nah, I think I was too far out. I think I was sitting 28th before the race started. So I mean, I don't think there's any way. But I mean, we'll see. I think we got one more race to the playoffs. So I mean, anything can happen.
All right, so it's not really on your mind either then.
Nah.
All right, Tristan. Well, once again, man, congratulations. You persevered after a long night of racing here. Congratulations on a good win. You drove a very strong race. You were very solid, and I didn't see you make any big mistakes at all, if I remember correctly. So kudos to you, my friend. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw in the world?
For everybody giving me a chance to run here, and thank you for broadcasting. And then, I gotta thank my team, Bronco Motorsports. We got Brad that got me in here, Brad Herman, and Chris Massey got me in here running to get kind of used to the game. Not game, sorry, simulator. And then, I gotta say thank you to the sponsors that we got. Sandwich Man Racing, Tough Love Rings. So, it was a good race. Happy, glad I got the win, and thankful for you.
Good deal. All right. Well, yeah, don't you dare call this a game, dude. It's a simulator. I don't give a hoot what you call it. As long as you're all having fun, that's what counts, man. All right, Tristan, go celebrate, my friend. Well, one last question. Next week, Dover. What's your take on Dover?
I haven't touched any Cup cars, so just like I haven't touched the Charlotte track and Cup cars, so it should be interesting, I guess.
Well, if you're that good on the tracks you don't touch yet, so then I would you got a good shot at it then.
I just think I just got lucky tonight. That was all.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You're not just lucky. You kept it in nose forward and the shiny side up. And there's a lot of others that couldn't say that tonight. All right,
Yeah,
Tristan.
I was hoping there, sorry.
That's okay. Thank you very much, Tristan. And again, man, congratulations. And go have a little celebration there.
Thank you, man.
All right, folks. You heard from Debbie Hutchins, a third place there. Not something she expected probably at the beginning of the night, but this is one of those nights. Again, we had seven or eight drivers coming across the finish line in 7 rolling cars across the finish from 25 starters. So it's a little bit a double-edged sword. I think we've seen some really good racing, some good battles for the lead with Bailey, with Reedy and Benson. There was some really good battles going on. We've had some really good green flag stints, but we also had some incidents where I was thinking, some of it was just not necessary. We had an incident under yellow, which really I think we shouldn't be doing stuff like that. So hopefully everybody will look into the mirror and make sure that they figure out what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully we'll learn from our mistakes and do better next time. All in all, it was still a fun night of racing. Plenty of action for sure. Some surprises and some mix-ups in the field here. We thought for a long time that Reedy and Benson were the guys to beat. Early on in the race, it was Holzer that was running very strong, and unfortunately, it was not his lucky night here tonight. And there's plenty of others that can say the same thing, that it wasn't their lucky night tonight. So next week in Dover, folks, we're going to try this all again. We're going to finish up the regular season and get ready for the playoffs. And we hope you join us again then in Dover. And until then, folks, we hope you stay healthy and take care of one another.